Report of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. Now check out blackfoxnews.com/shop, where we got a lot of paraphernalia, gear, and merch and things of that nature or whatever, but things that actually go and fit in with your lifestyle or actually match everything in your wardrobe, everything on your person, man. You know what I mean? Different color, shapes, and sizes for different items of clothing. Support us though as we continue to support y'all, giving y'all those real. Now in the United States, you have Joe Biden in the White House. They're actually shipping out 25 million doses of the COVID-19 vaccine to different continents, Latin America, Asia, and Africa, as part of an attempt to assist the United Nations-backed COVAX plan. COVAX being a plan that's set to make sure vaccines go out to all of the lower income nations and offset any sort of vaccine equity or wealth gap that may cause a misdistribution of the vaccine. Now, Jake Sullivan, the National Security Advisor for the U.S., actually said that this is part of a larger plan to get 80 million doses out by the end of June, by the end of this month. So we'll see how this comes out, but public health experts say that this falls far short of what is needed to actually get the vaccines out to everybody, even though it's not all up to the U.S. But at the same time, the People's Vaccine Alliance says that it'll take 57 years to fully vaccinate everybody at current vaccination rates. Green War and graduation. That's in low-income countries, by the way. Green War and graduation. Report of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. So over in Hong Kong, the organizer of the annual Tiananmen Square massacre commemoration, has actually been arrested for actually trying to hold the annual event again, which is banned due to the pandemic, they say. So on June 4th, 1989, Chinese military had actually cracked down on student-led pro-democracy protests, ended up killing hundreds, if not thousands of people. So it's very much a big deal, and this is an annual commemoration that happens. However, authorities are saying it's banned because of COVID-19, but you got people that are actually out there on the ground. They feel like it's just another crackdown on freedom by the Chinese military. You know, China and Hong Kong, they initially supposed to be a two-state situation, even though they're one country, two-state situation. So over at the University of Hong Kong, however, they actually had a candlelight vigil and laid flowers in front of a statue that actually commemorates the victims of that massacre. Green War and graduation, though. This report of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. So over in Mexico, you actually have midterm elections that are taking place this weekend, where the ruling party of the current president, Andres Manuel Lopez Obrador, or AMLO, is expected to win. Now, keep in mind, though, 89 politicians have actually been killed this year alone. 35 of them were actually candidates in this Sunday's upcoming elections. There are 21,000 local and federal political seats that are up for grabs right now. So we'll see what happens. Mexican law has it that half of a party's candidates has to be women. So also it said that 2% of the candidates are from the LGBTQ community. So, you know, some changes here and there, but it seemed like the cartel is still running things. You dig what I'm saying? Green War and graduation. This report of the New World Order, Bishop Grady, letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Fox News report. So the World Health Organization is warning that there have been sudden, sharp increases in COVID cases all across the continent of Africa, and such that it's warning of continent-wide wave of new infections. I mean, you got 14 African nations that are seeing these increases up to 30% in just the past 2 weeks. So it's real heavy. You have Uganda that actually is being overwhelmed with their hospitals with COVID patients. You have South Africa, which is seeing a third wave of new infections. So it's looking dire, especially since who was saying that the vaccine shipments to the continent have come to a near halt. Now, a lot of people ain't trusting the vaccines or whatever, but nevertheless, it's a population where so far it said that 13 million people have actually been administered a dose of the vaccine out of 1.3 billion people. 7 million only fully vaccinated. Green War on graduation. What other New World Order Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News report. So you got lawyers for a Saudi man that's in prison at Guantanamo Bay that are asking the courts to reverse a decision made by a military judge to allow for evidence obtained by CIA torture to be used in their case. So you have this Saudi man, his name is Abd al-Rahim al-Nashiri. He's being accused of plotting an attack against the USS Cole off the coast of Yemen in 2000. Now this killed 17 sailors. Now his lawyers say that he was actually tortured for 4 years at multiple black sites all throughout the world. You know, black sites where the CIA might be set up, you're not really supposed to know about it, whatever, and they over here torturing this man, getting evidence from him. Now they're saying that now he's facing the death penalty. The lawyers are saying that if permitted, this would be the first time that evidence like this was actually allowed to be used in such a case. We'll see how this turns out. Green War on graduation. What other New World Order Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News report. Make sure you check out blackfilesnews.com/music. You know what I'm saying? Not only is my albums on there, whatever, which is fire, but we also had a Black Files News Presents New World Order compilation album on there with artists like myself and other hip-hop super friends on there. And you know what I mean, the soundtrack to the revolution is what is nicknamed. So go ahead and check that out. Support us as we continue to support y'all. Now onto this news. You got human rights groups actually accusing the Biden administration of vastly underreporting the number of civilian deaths that the US on the hands of the U.S. military. Just this past Wednesday, the Pentagon released a report that showed that 23 civilians had been killed by the U.S. in Afghanistan, Iraq, Somalia, Syria, and Yemen. However, the British watchdog group known as Air Wars, they're saying that at a conservative estimate, the real count is like 5 times higher at 102 civilians, and it even excludes a death count of 69 civilians in Afghanistan that was flagged by the United Nations monitors. So at the same time, also what's found is that the United States did not pay out any money to civilians affected by the 2020 attacks, even though Congress has millions of dollars allocated to do this. So, you know, wonder what's happening with them M's though. You probably already know what's happening. Somebody handing the cookie jar. Green War on graduation. Order of the New World Order Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News report. So you have actions planned across the country under the banner Block the Boat that are included in cities like Seattle, Oakland, Los Angeles, and in New York. Now these movements are actually aimed at stopping shipments coming from shipping giant Zim. This is an Israeli operated cargo that is set to transport, they transport weapons and consumer goods. So these actions are part of the BDS movement, boycotts, divestments, and sanctions, which are designed to essentially condemn and criticize and halt the mistreatment of Palestinians by Israel and them illegally occupying territories and all of that. So those demonstrations are happening there. We'll see how that turns out. Also, you have the United Educators of San Francisco becoming the first K-12 public school union to actually back the BDS movement. While this the bombardment of the Gaza Strip has just recently happened by Israel against the Palestinians. Mind you, BDS is being part of that movement is outlawed in some places in the United States. Yo, stay woke. Green War on graduation. Please report of the New World Order Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News report. Make sure you check out my mixtape, man. Still I Grind. You know what I mean? You can find that actually on Instagram at @still_I Grind. Where I'm giving y'all tracks, giving y'all bars, all types of flows, creative shit, story shit, you know what I'm saying? And it's the gift that keeps on giving, because I keep uploading joints onto that or whatever. So not your traditional mixtape, but it's revolutionary in its existence. Make sure you check that out. Support me as I continue to support y'all. You know what I mean? Working through BFN, giving y'all this real. Now, based on recommendations made by Facebook's oversight committee, you have a change being made on Facebook where they're no longer going to allow politicians to basically do hate speech where they've been easy on the politicians because it's always an argument that, oh, well, they're just saying what the people are, what their constituency feels, but they're going to tighten that up apparently. And this is coming as the Facebook is weighing on whether they're going to permanently ban Trump from Facebook over his racist comments and his incitement of action that ended up in the January 6th insurrection. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see how that turns out. Green Wall and Graduation. For the other New World, though, the Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News report. So the FBI is investigating Postmaster General of the USPS, Louis DeJoy, on whether he violated federal campaign finance laws. This is according to the Washington Post, which had previously reported that he had actually, while as top executive of New Breed Logistics, had pressured employees into donating towards Republican candidates, and then in turn gave them large bonuses on the back end. So he's under the microscope right now. Now, this is a Republican mega donor, had no prior postal service experience, and was put in that position by the Trump administration. And throughout 2020, he actually imposed a lot of bills, sweeping measures that was aimed obviously at slowing down the postal mail service during a time when mail-in ballots would have been crucial towards the outcome of the election due to the coronavirus pandemic. So that lets you know what type of time he on. Green Wall and Graduation though. This report out of the New World, though, the Bishop Grady letting y'all know what the fuck going on for this Black Files News report. First off, I want to say shout out to everybody and anybody who's actually protested at George Floyd Square. Now this is the informal name of the memorial that's actually there at the area, at the intersection in Minneapolis, Minnesota, where killer cop Derek Chauvin actually knelt on George Floyd's neck for 9.5 minutes, murdering him in front of everybody on camera, in front of kids, all of that shit, whatever, you know what I mean? So, hopefully he goes under the jail. But at the same time, what officials have actually started doing over there is removing parts of the memorial. You talking about removing concrete barriers, artwork and tributes to other victims of police violence. But the protesters are vowing to actually keep that thing alive. You have Jaylani Hussein, who's actually the director of the Minnesota chapter of the Council on American Islamic Relations, that was actually saying that, they're not trying to drive cars through there. They're not trying to it's not about traffic. They're trying to delete history, but we will not let them delete history. So, hopefully y'all hold down that fort, man. And we'll see how this turns out. Green Wall and Graduation.